Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Vayigash from Shishi to Shvi 5775. This week's title is Filling Our Days with Life. It was difficult to select which thoughts in Shishi to use, but I went with a new sefer out, Wolbe on Chumash, and in Perek Mem Zayin Pasuk Tes, Yaakov meets Paro, and Paro asks him, "How old are you?" He saw this really old man, and Yaakov answers that Yemei Shnei Mugurai Shloshim Shana Mat V'Ra'im Hayu Yemei Shnei Chayai. The years of my dwelling were 130 years. Few and terrible were the years of my life. So he answers a long answer instead of a short answer. You could have just said, "I'm 130 years old." But what Yaakov was telling, according to Rav Wolbe, was that living in this world and dwelling in this world are two different things. You can dwell on the ground, on earth, for 130 years, but if you don't use it properly, that's not living your full life. And Yaakov is saying that I felt that I did not live the full time of my life. Compared to my ancestors, Avram Avinu, it says in the pasuk, Asher Chai, that these are the days of life of Avram, Asher Chai, that he lived, and also by Adam Arishon, it says the same language of Asher Chai, meaning that from the beginning of their lives to the end of their lives, they were used it to the full extent possible. But Yaakov felt that he had certain years, including years where he didn't have the Shechina of Ruach HaKodesh, because he was in mourning for Yosef, and you have to be happy in order to have Hashem's divine presence that way. So he felt that he wasn't living for those years. Now, for us, we don't have Ruach HaKodesh, but we still can fulfill our years to life. There's a story about a man who went to a town, and they showed him his cemetery, and as he looked at the tombstones, he saw that this one lived 10 years, this one lived 12 years, this one lived 14 years, and he said, wow, they live short lives, especially since the townspeople, a lot of them are older. I don't understand this. So he asked one of the townspeople what the explanation was, and he was told, well, in this town, we don't measure people's lives by how long they were on earth, but how productive, how much they use the days of their lives. And this one that lived 10 years, he may have lived for 80 years, but he was only productive for 10 years according to our calculation, or 12 years, or 14 years, no matter what. Even if he had 100 years of life, that wasn't the amount that we're taking credit for. So Hashem says to the Bnei Yisrael, he says, I'm going to treat you as always, midah connected midah, measure for measure, and I want you to learn my Torah yom yom. And in response, the Bnei Yisrael in the 40 years in the desert, they received the man min hashamayim yom yom, every day, because they learned Torah every day. And this is where we get to the main point that Rav Wolbe shared, is that the days of our lives are not given to master Shas. That's not what it is. It's the days themselves that are the purpose. We have to utilize each and every day in Torah study. And that's what would make our days productive. So it's imperative, he says, for us to make a cheshbon, a nefesh, to scrutinize in particular this area. How do we use our days? Do we use them constructively, or did we waste our time and neglect our opportunities? With this approach, he says, we can succeed in not merely residing in this world, but also in truly living. I hope you enjoyed this short Vort. Please feel to share it and at the Shabbos table, or on the internet, or any way, or to like it on Facebook. Thank you again for listening. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.